Today was another travel day from Colville to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And these are just some pictures we took along the road. That one, I was just impressed about the straightness of the road and the hill. And it was actually an interesting drive today. We also play the license plate game, and we've gotten all but 8. Probably won't get Hawaii. We did keep seeing signs for Little America, and it was very underwhelming, unless it is the model for the Bucky store. It was very similar to that,
but very smaller.
But much smaller.
More of a convenience store with a motel and stuff attached and an RV camp.
Yeah, and I thought this rock was interesting, so I got a couple of pictures of it.
And then this, we're trying to get pictures of the sky and the wind. Well, that's just a background.
Yeah, you were trying to get pictures of the mountains.
Mountains there in the sky, yeah. And then we're trying to get pictures of these windbreaks. These are built along the road, and I mean, there's miles and miles of them. And sometimes they're 3 or 4 layers thick off the edge of the road to help knock down the wind. And then we ended up in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
And we decided to tootle around, see what was what, since we got here a little early. And we found these boots, and our friend Krim actually made the boots down on Broadway in Nashville, so we have a little connection to these boots. And this was outside the Train Depot Museum, which is interesting.
We tried to find something to do. We got here, it's still hot, so we didn't want to really just sit in the camper with hot temperature, so we found something to do in town. And this is really an interesting train museum. And where I used to work, we actually made parts for EMD, Electric Motor Company, at the top of that. And then Harry Brooks, he is a small-scale perfectionist on train
reproduction?
Not reproduction, but train displays, I guess you'd call it. And this is some of the work. And I caught Jen over there playing on the toy one. I said that's one the kids can play with when everybody else is working on the big model. But this is a video, and I had to do it in 2 sections of the train set. And this is kind of the older, I guess, after maybe the original guy couldn't do it anymore. But you get over here in this other part, and it is so much detail. It's just unreal. And this thing just goes and goes and goes. And it is actual scale model of the actual train route. It may have a couple of curves, big curves in there that just to get it fit in the building. But there's areas along the track that have pictures below of where it actually is in real life.
Right. And it was very detailed, very interesting. One of the curators, I guess, or volunteers there told us all about how this was built, and he told us a story about the Argo Tunnel. And it had history of the different kinds of engines, and it's really, really very interesting.
That section right there, in real life, they figured they needed 2 engines to pull the train up the track, so they actually designed a double loop in it and gave them less of an incline so they could do it with 1 train, 1 engine. This thing, I bet, 60 foot long, if you
at
least if you laid that track out straight,
because it curved all the way along that one wall,
and it just still goes.
Yep. And there's actually a train that they have going around this little track. Did you?
I don't know if I caught it, but it actually
surely
made a sound of the train. No, I was just trying to get the track. It's probably parked over there somewhere.
Maybe.
But when we first walked in the room, it sounded like a train, and I thought, wow, that little bitty engine's putting off a lot of noise. They said, yeah, it was new technology, MP3 player in there and making sound. But it was really, I mean, it's still going. Look, I'm going around those tables were 10 foot long, 15 foot long.
Yeah.
And it made a U shape up and down each table. And there was at least 3 to 4 tables, so you could add that together and figure out about how long that was. Except you got to add another 10 foot of the straight part that's around here.
But if you look at the mountains,
it looks like mountains.
It does. The guy did an amazing job of
I
it.
tried to slow down there to give you some detail.
The little towns, and I mean, he didn't put people and cars and stuff in there, but
They said it took him 30-something years to do this. That was a train back there parked. It wasn't moving. And there's the end of it.
And then I saw this little sign and kept reading it. It was kind of interesting, the hobo signs.
Jen caught me playing on the play train.
Uh-huh.
I got to be engineer.
And this was the floor going out of the visitor center.
And then they told us to go eat at Albany Bar Lounge for supper. Tell them about supper, honey.
Oh my gosh, this prime rib and the cherry cobbler you're about to see was amazing. Everything there is homemade. And the building was actually built in 1872. I took this for my friend Kelly because she loves everything Western. And this is the downtown Cheyenne, Wyoming Capitol. And it's really very pretty. I don't know what I expected. That wasn't it.
If you enjoyed our video, please select the subscribe and the like button below. To get to our next video, select one of the tabs. Comments are always welcome.